Hey guys, so here's your video for day 16, which will be on Thursday, for asides, soliloquies, and monologues. And I say this is speeches, sort of, because really an aside is not a full speech, it just has to do with dialogue, so it's sort of about speech. I'm going to give you a definition for each one, talk about some examples, and then set you loose. On your assignment, you'll have an example of each, and you have to identify which is which. So an aside. An aside is a line or a series of lines spoken to another character on the stage or spoken to the audience that other characters, aside from the one being spoken to, are not meant to hear. This often reveals the character's thoughts or feelings that we wouldn't otherwise get. So if you have 4 characters on a stage and character 1 says to character 2, do you think we should tell character 3 that they have food in their teeth? But character 3 and character 4 cannot hear them, that would be an aside. In a movie, you might think of a voiceover where you hear like the narrator speaking, or a character maybe the narrator is a main character and you get to hear their inner thoughts that way, or a character's whispering to themselves like, oh, I need to go here, I need to go there, I need to do this, this, and this, and other characters aren't really paying attention, okay, or they're whispering to a second character on the stage. Then we have a soliloquy. A soliloquy is a speech, so these next two are actual speeches, and it's given when a character is alone on stage or on screen, so there's no one else there. You see this a lot in movies where you have I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. My kids almost came in the room. Where you have like a musical. So in Frozen, Elsa goes up into the mountain and she's singing Let It Go to herself, and it's almost like she's giving herself a pep talk. Or in Frozen 2, Into the Unknown is kind of a similar version, and she's all alone, but she's talking to herself. Now, you'll also see this without song. A song is in like a true soliloquy. Like if you've ever read or seen Hamlet, where he's holding the skull in his hand and he says, to be or not to be, that is the question. That's also a soliloquy. And it's a speech, meaning it has to be fairly long, that's given to the character, or the character gives, but there's no one else on stage to hear it. So it's purely for the sake of the speech itself and for the audience's benefit. And then finally we have monologue. A monologue is a speech given on screen or on stage to other characters. So like the example I always use in class is when I'm standing at the board and talking to you guys and giving you instructions, that's a monologue, right? When I ask for you to ask questions and you give them back, that's a dialogue. Mono, let's mark this really fast. I hadn't planned on this. Mono is 1, right? Just like dialogue has that die prefix, that's 2. It means at least 2 people are talking. Monologue, only 1 person is talking, okay? But it's given to other people, right? That og at the end, monologue, dialogue, means it's spoken out loud to others. So think of any movie that uses like a big motivational speech to urge people to action. So if you've ever seen Braveheart, Mel Gibson gives the big speech about right before they go into battle. In a lot of sports movies, the coach may give a big motivational speech to his players. Any movie where something big is going to happen, usually there's one character who rallies everyone to action, right? Rallies everyone to do something, and that's a monologue. It also might be you have a movie with a classroom full of people and one character is standing up for his friends to the teacher and he gives a big impassioned speech. That would also be a monologue. But the key here is that it's given to other characters on stage, right? It's not just by himself. So in the cartoon here, you can see this guy in the suit is talking to the other guy, but the other guy cannot get a word in. So those are the 3, aside, monologue, and soliloquy. If you have any questions, feel free to text me. Feel free to email me, or I started this today and I had one person log in. I'm going to do office hours where I'm available on Google Meet. So if you're interested in that, here's how it works. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. right now each school day, or by appointment. So like if you really can't meet during that time, but you want to have a time to ask me questions, maybe you're better in the afternoons, just let me know what times work for you, and I'll be sure to have it set up at that time. So how do you log in? If you go to our Google Classroom in announcements, each day I will post the link for that day's Google Meet code. Basically, it's a link that you click, and you should just be able to join if you're logged in to your school email address. And I'm pretty sure if you're on Google Classroom, you're automatically logged in. There's also a call-in code if you don't have Wi-Fi, and it's a phone number and then a PIN, and you can call in that way and also join for Google Meet. Why should you come to office hours? If you have questions about assignments, about grades, if you have concerns, whether it's for my class or other classes, if you have questions about all of these iLearn days in general, or if you just want to chat because you miss being in class, having that environment. I'm pretty sure that there'll be a space for us to talk with each other, and I would love to get a whole class together at some point if you guys are interested, but that's up to you guys. So that's all I have for you today. I hope to see you in Google Meet tomorrow and the next day, and we'll take a break over spring break and get back to it the next week. And until next time, have a great day. Miss you guys.